this is what I read in the month of May. The first book that I finished this month was The Sun and the Star, and this was written by Rick Riordan and Mark Oshiro. My thoughts on this book. So I read the entire Trials of Apollo series just to read this book, and I think it's safe to say that I ended up loving it. In this book, Nico, D'Angelo, and Will Solis go on a quest to Tartarus, which is pretty intense. There's just so many moments from this book that I loved. This book just meant so much to me, and I loved how we got to know Nico and Will's story. Also, the dedication, it says, "To all the Nikos, Wills, Pipers, and everyone in between, this is for you. May you shine as bright as the sun and the stars." Which Nico, Will, and Piper are literally my 3 favorite characters. So yeah, this was my book. The next book that I read was actually a reread, and it was The Hunger Games. After reading Sunrise on the Reaping, I think everyone's just collectively decided to reread The Hunger Games. And I think it's so interesting to notice details that I didn't pick up the last time that I read it. I also annotated it this time with green tabs for Katniss and orange tabs for Peeta. And I additionally added purple tabs to anything that was related to Sunrise on the Reaping. So like when Haymitch called Katniss sweetheart for the first time. Also that moment in the arena when they even sent utensils or something, which immediately reminded me of Maisie. Honestly, I think Peeta is my favorite character. I would love to read The Hunger Games from the perspective of Peeta, because a lot of Katniss's inner monologue is suspecting that Peeta has it out for her since the beginning. Literally anytime Peeta tries to be nice to her, all she's thinking about is how he's gonna want to kill her when they're in the arena. Like, Katniss, you don't know anything. So this book was obviously 5 stars. I think the next book is also gonna be 5 stars, and that is The Ocean at the End of the Lane. This must have been a really good reading month because I absolutely loved this book so much. I felt really connected to it, and I also really wanted to read another Neil Gaiman book after loving Coraline. And I actually like this book even more than Coraline. I specifically wanted to get this copy because it is filled with stunning illustrations all throughout the book. Actually, reading this book inspired me to start writing my very own novel. I don't know if it's going to be actually turning into anything, but I just really want to write a book. And before reading this, I never really considered it. Writing a book just never seemed like a possibility in my life. But recently, I've been really into creative writing, and now it seems very possible. So I just started writing that a few days ago, and I've been really enjoying the process so far. I think I was reading this book fast and slow at the same time. Like, fast in the sense that I did not want to stop reading it once I started, but also slow in the sense that I didn't want the book to be over, so I would try to stop and wait for another day to sort of prolong my experience with this book, because it was so magical and it felt haunting, but in the best way. So I think I would definitely recommend this book. It's a book that I really value. The next 2 books I have here are not quite finished yet. So this is Ovid's Metamorphoses, and I am up to page 414. This book is taking me a while to read because it's more of a long poem. So rather than reading it all in one go, it's more of something that I like to dip into from time to time when I feel like reading a poem about mythology. By the way, this is Charles Martin's translation, and I really love this translation because I think it just tells the stories and myths so beautifully. Also, this entire poem is about transformations, and I think each myth flows to the next one so smoothly. So yeah, really well written. I would recommend this for anyone who's interested in Greek or Roman mythology, or anyone who wants to get into it. Oh, and there was also a rap battle at some point, which was kind of unexpected but really fun to read. The last book that I have here is Hamlet, which we all know is by Shakespeare. and I am almost done this book. I am up to Act 5, Scene 2. So I had to read this for my literature class in school, and apparently this is the deluxe student edition, and I'm annotating it based on themes that I've recognized. I'm quite enjoying it so far. I don't usually read plays, but this has actually been pretty fun to read. So yeah, that is all the books that I read this month, and I'm currently reading Catching Fire, of course, continuing on with the Hunger Games series. So that will probably be the next book that I finish. But yeah, that's all for this video, so thanks for watching.